The name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host, and tonight we have another fantastic guest, a person I've known for years, someone I've worked with, a great filmmaker, an award-winning filmmaker, Mr. Andrey Gordon. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
So, when did we first meet? Was it like 2013 or 2000?
I must have been earlier because I started here in 2011.
Yeah, but I started in 2012, so it
maybe,
was probably 2000. You had already been established by the time I came here.
Yeah, so I must have started working with you really early on.
So when you first started working at LMC TV, you were a volunteer, was
Yes.
that it? How old were you when you first started?
I was 11 years old when I started working here.
Wow. And what brought you here? I mean, what was the, what brought you here?
Yeah, well, I had been interested in making videos for years before that,
Right.
but just like at home and fun things with my family. And then we were at one of the Mamaroneck block parties,
Right.
and we came across a booth that Erica and Christina were doing, where they would make you look like you're flying down Mamaroneck Avenue on a blue screen.
Oh, cool.
So I did that, and we started talking to them, and they were like, well, you can come volunteer. And so I started off doing community events, and...
So what would you do? Were you filming at that time?
Yeah, I filmed the Dance Caboose Dance-a-thon. I did the tree lighting. Both of those I had like someone helping me, and the adult volunteer, because I was so young. So
then, did you do a lot of your work in this studio as well, or most of the shows that you filmed, was it in Studio 2 or was it in the other studios?
After I started off doing community events, I started working in studio productions, and that's when I met Dina,
Right.
and she was just so welcoming and supportive.
So who's Dina?
Dina is the amazing studio production manager here at LMC TV.
Right. And did you take classes here? How did your knowledge progress? I mean, obviously you were doing things because you were actually using the cameras and all this stuff. But did you take other classes here? Or?
I never took any of the workshops. The only class I ever took was when they were teaching the TriCaster, right. A couple years ago.
And what is that?
That is the system we use for in the control room for the switching of the cameras and everything.
Right. So when you direct,
when I direct or technical direct the shows, that's what I use.
So, tell me what it's like to be a volunteer here. I mean, like, do you learn everything, or do you learn only specific things when you volunteer here?
Well, when you volunteer here, you have the option to learn anything, whatever you're interested in. They'll put you on audio, camera, and you can progress through the jobs. And now I technical direct the Local Live, our news show every week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, have you learned, have you done every aspect of, working in the studios?
Yeah. By now, I think I probably have.
Wow. So that's great. So, what you also did certain projects where, I mean, I know you started working here for, you worked on The Way to Go a few times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you volunteered on a lot of different shows.
Yes.
Right? How many shows do you think you volunteered on?
I don't even remember. I volunteer on The Way to Go, the Local Live,
Right.
Probably at least 5 different talk shows.
Right. And you also did
years.
Scriptless a couple
Yeah,
times.
I worked on Scriptless.
Right, that was great.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun having you on the show.
Yeah.
I remember, you've won several awards, right?
Yeah, I have.
What was the first award that you won? I think it was a national award, right?
The first one I won was from LMC TV. It was Best Community Event Videography.
Okay.
For the first thing I ever shot, the Dance Caboose Dance-a-thon.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were like 11 or 12 when you
I
picked up the award?
Yeah, and that was back when we had the ceremony in the Emlyn Theater. So I really felt like I was at a big award show.
Yeah, I remember the first year that Scriptless was, or The Way to Go, I forgot which one it was up for, it was The Way to Go. It was at the Emlyn Theater, and then I didn't get it that year, but I got it the next year, but they had moved the venue, but it was still like, what kind of feeling is it? Isn't it like the best feeling in the world?
Yeah, it's still the best feeling in the world.
Right.
Knowing that they appreciate your work and think that it's worthy of an award.
And it's great, it's so motivating, right?
Yes,
I mean,
it makes you want to do more.
Absolutely. But I remember, you won this very big award, right? A national award?
Back in 2015, we worked, Dina and I worked on a stop-motion Lego project about history of the Sound Shore. the Central area, and we won a national award for Best Children's Program for that.
And where did you go to the award ceremony?
We did not go to the award ceremony. We would have had to fly there, but they mailed it to us, and it was a very nice.
That's awesome.
It was a big honor.
I know. I mean, a national award.
Yeah.
It's like an Oscar.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome,
Yeah.
right? And you've won other awards as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you almost every year it seemed like there would be something that you'd win.
Oh.
No,
Well,
I mean, because
yeah.
but you were dedicated. I mean, you would
Yeah.
work. You were here like every week at least, or a few times,
Yeah.
a few days a week. This was like a place that you almost lived in, right?
Yeah. This is really like my second home.
Right. And were your parents always encouraging during this?
Yeah. My parents have been so supportive of all my endeavors.
Right. So I know that there are a couple of interesting endeavors that you've done.
Yeah.
And first of all, I know that you worked with me on Scriptless,
Yes.
and it was fantastic. I mean, you were really good, and I guess you were we would film where I used to work.
Yeah.
And it was pretty. You were dealing with all these adult actors. And
Yeah.
things
I was the youngest person volunteering there.
It was I mean, I guess in our office we had Greg Criticos and.
Yeah.
Lisa Rollins, the blonde lady there? I think she was.
So, yeah. And Noah. Forrest. Yeah.
Right, and Pete Pissarro.
Yeah.
All the guys. And,
that was back for season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're right. That was the first season.
Yeah.
And I think we shot someone literally. I mean, there was someone that got one of the. Yeah, they went.
Yeah.
Someone was supposed to get shot. Or
Yeah.
something.
He was getting shot, and we were like cutting to black. You weren't showing what happened at the end of the episode.
But that was pretty great. And Lisa Rowland, by the way, she was in a lot of trauma movies, those horror films. I don't know if you know anything about trauma,
No.
but it's pretty wacky. She was like one of these sexy ladies that's like in these sexploitation horror films, and she was on our show, and it was great. She's a great actress. She was fun, but we had a lot of fun on that.
Yeah.
And later, I guess you decided to make your own. You make your own show.
Yeah.
I mean, so tell me about the genesis of the Rascal. How did it start?
Well, in 2014, I decided I wanted to do something on my own here at LMC-TV, my own series. And so my friend Felix Giordano and I were just hanging out one day, and we were playing this game that he and his sister had made up. It was like a version of tag, and his sister, who was the tagger, they called her the Rascal.
Oh.
And when she would be, and so we would have to hide. And when she was coming to try and find us, she would say, "I'm going to do the Rascal on you." And I'm like, "This sounds like a horror movie." I'm like, "We could make something cool out of this." So we just started thinking, and I created this entire storyline, 13 episodes that I've written.
So when did you started you started the actual thinking of it in 2014? When did you start writing it?
I started writing it very soon after that.
Right.
And we actually shot the first scene in the end of July of 2014.
Really?
So like about
so when
2 months after we came up with the idea, we started filming.
So you filmed it, but then it took a few years after that to continue filming, right? Or was it 2016? When did
it was 2015 is when I really got picked up because when we first started filming, I hadn't cast the main actors yet.
Right.
We had this idea and we were going for it. We knew it was going to happen.
Right.
But then I was trying to figure out where am I going to film the main stuff, who's going to be in it.
Right.
And that's when I came to you because I knew that you had done acting.
Right.
I knew that we were friends, and I was like.
But you also got a whole bunch of other actors too. You got, Lou Simons.
Lewis Simons is in it. Rebecca Berman.
And who's the star? The guy.
The Mike Rossino is the star.
Right.
And it's a funny story. He's actually he does our tree work at home. He's an arborist.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's how. So I'd known him for years.
Right.
And
he has a good look. He looks like a cop.
Yeah, and he had done acting classes in college. He said.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah. But he pursued his Tree Avenue instead.
Right.
So,
I mean, he wanted to make a living because it's tough to make a living as an actor.
Yeah, but so he was very happy when I asked him to do this.
Well, that's cool. And Berman, what's her first name?
Rebecca Berman.
She's an actress, right? But she also has she's worked in the business.
Yeah, she's done news reporting. She worked on the local live. That's how I met her. She's been on Dr. Oz recently.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, that's been her big thing. She also does The Cooler.
So you wrote it with Felix, or did you write it on your own?
I wrote it on my own. Felix and I came up with the original concept together, but I took it to the next level.
So you wrote it?
Yeah.
You act in it?
No.
No, okay.
That's
you don't
the one
act in
thing
it.
I don't do.
Okay, you don't act in it. You do film it.
Yeah, I'm the cameraman. I direct it. I produce it.
So you're a one-man show.
Yeah, I do all the editing, all the visual effects.
Wow. So I wonder if you're the youngest person at LMC TV that ever had a series on it, like this kind of series. Well, probably.
Probably this kind of series. Probably I'm the youngest person with this type of series.
So how many episodes have you shot so far?
We have 6 completed, 6 have aired, and we are moving into the next 7 episodes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, do you want to share any of the?
Yeah.
You brought a clip, right?
I brought a clip from episode 6. This is like the climax of the series.
You know what? Maybe we could share. Would you mind sharing it with our audience?
Yeah, of course.
That's why you're here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's all take a look at this wonderful clip from The Rascal. Enjoy.
Will, is the serum ready? Because that would be really helpful right now.
Yeah, it's done. Where are you?
We're at the school.
Okay, I'll be putting it into the syringe, and then we'll be on our way. Speak to you soon. That should be enough. Let's go. Yeah, that doctor sure looks familiar. I think I've seen him before, but those glasses, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who was that guy?
That's you.
Oh, that's it. Wow, I like the. Where'd you get the sound?
The music is all from a website called The Wolf.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it does sound exciting.
Yeah.
It wasn't exciting. That day was like when we're running, and
Yeah.
it was fun putting that stuff in the syringe.
Yeah. We shot that entire episode in one day.
Yeah. Sort of like scriptless. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except we was all in one location.
That's true.
We didn't have to drive all over New York City.
It's cool though. I mean, it's a good location. I like the background. When you see that episode, you can see stuff like it was interesting, like the skeleton in the background and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that episode was all shot at my school.
Right.
Thornton Donovan School in New Rochelle.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I like the special effects.
Yeah.
And did you do the special effects yourself?
Yeah. When I knew I was going to be making this show, I'm like, I need to learn animation because that's the only way we can do this.
Right.
And so my parents were so supportive and got me an animation tutor who came to my house once a week.
Wow.
Every Wednesday afternoon, and we worked on the basics of animation, and it got me to the point where I would be able to create this.
That's great.
Animation.
Do you think your parents would take me in? No, they are so supportive.
Yeah.
I've seen them at all the award shows.
Yeah.
Cheering for you, cheering for me.
Yes.
You know, just really supportive of you, and it's wonderful. It's you know, we're all fortunate to to be in this community, and you have great parents and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess do you have a dream of doing it after these 7 episodes or the next 6 episodes, whatever it is? Do you think there'll be another season, or do you think that?
Well, I'm gonna be going off to college.
No, I can't believe it. This young kid of 12 or 13, when I met you, is already you're going to be 18 soon.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy. What happened? Where did the time go?
I don't know. It's gone by so fast.
Right. But even if you study other things, which I guess what are you planning to study?
Interior design.
But you know what? Even though I took accounting and I got my master's in business administration, all this stuff, you can't go. Once you get bitten by the bug,
Yeah.
at some point it's going to come back.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, even though you're going to be studying all that stuff, eventually, at least. I mean, but you said you'll come back during the summer, right?
Yeah, I hope to come back and volunteer here as often as possible.
Yeah, that's great. So, wow. So the second season, or is it the second season, or is it the second half of the first season?
It's supposed to be the second half of the first season.
Right.
It's one continuous storyline.
And at the end of the first season, could you see it having a second season, or is it going to end?
I right now I have it written as a way the last scene will suggest the second season.
Right.
but we'll see how it goes.
Right.
Maybe after college, if everyone wants to come back, we can pick up.
That'd be weird.
We can do like
so
we
like
can flash.
Roseanne,
We
right?
can
Like-
flash forward and do something.
Right, like the new Roseanne show after
Yeah.
all those years, or what is it, Will and Grace?
Yeah, we can do like the Rascal Reborn,
That's
a
awesome.
spin-off series.
So, are you excited about going to college?
Yeah,
Right. Are you finished with high? I mean, are you getting to a point where it's like time to go?
yeah. Well, though this year I really am enjoying it because I've completed all my credits in science and math, so I'm able to take a lot more art and design classes.
Which you enjoy the most?
Yes.
So, what kind of curriculum? I'm curious because you know both my kids have gone through the college thing, and my daughter's still in college. I'm not that familiar with you're going to Thomas Jefferson.
Right now, that's where I'm interested in.
Right.
But after you visit the schools
Oh,
again,
there are going to be some more schools that you.
I'm still waiting to hear back. So you never. I may decide otherwise.
Right, but they'd either be in like the New York area or.
Yeah, I definitely am trying to go within 3 hours of here.
Right. Yeah, both my kids were like an hour and a half. Like one
Yeah.
went to Vassar, the other one went to Wesleyan, which
Right.
is only like both, without traffic, it's an hour and a half. It's nice for the family to be able to get to, you know, to get home or
Yeah.
back and forth. Wow. So, are you going to continue until you go to school to volunteer?
Yes, I will be here
So
every week.
Tell me about the local live. Like the local live now, I think is what they've just had their 200th episode.
Yes, they did.
When did they start?
They started in December of 2013.
Really? See, I didn't realize it started so long ago.
Yeah, I started working on it on the second episode. I was not here for the pilot,
Right.
but
But you've been every
Yeah.
episode after that? You've been.
almost every episode, unless there was a scheduling conflict. But I try and be here as often as possible. And I started off doing camera, and so I worked my way up, and now I technical direct every
Now,
week.
what does technical director mean?
That I am the one switching the cameras, bringing in the graphics, all that stuff.
And it's real time, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like we were live to tape for this
Yeah.
this show, but you're live when you're doing local live. 'Cause
Yeah.
In quotes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you do have some tape segments for it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because of how the studio is laid out, we record the news right before the roundtable, and then do the roundtable live.
See, I was very fortunate
Yeah.
to have one of my segments spoken about on the local live when we had
Yeah.
Vincent Pastore on the show, sitting
Yeah.
in that chair.
Yeah.
But it is pretty cool. I can't believe that. I mean, who came up with that idea initially?
Well, it was the organization they wanted to do another news show.
But who came up with the name and all this stuff? I mean, do you know?
Well, I know Shayla was really instrumental in Shayla Navarro. She was really instrumental in making the show happen.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I guess it's going to probably go on forever. I mean, this is something that's.
Yeah, I hope it goes on forever.
Yeah, it
I
seems
love
like
working there.
it seems like this is something that people look forward to. It's a
Yeah.
place. It's really the only place locally to get
Yeah.
really the information of what's going on here.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
it's the most local news.
and definitely it's. I remember the news that used to be on LMC TV.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a big step up from the way it used
Yeah.
to be. I mean, it's engaging
Yeah.
and has young people on it too.
Yeah,
It's
And especially since we got the TriCaster, now we can do virtual sets and stuff that we had never been able to do before, and we can make it look so next level.
so. How many crew members does it take to do their local live?
Well, for the roundtable, we have 3 camera people, 2 or 3 camera people usually, and you need the technical director, the audio operator, teleprompter, and then all the people obviously behind the scenes every week that write the show, do the packages.
So you have writers for these shows,
Yes,
right? I have to.
There's
right?
a,
News
yeah,
writers. Right?
There's a huge team of people that work behind the scenes on the local live.
Right. See, I guess
All the
I've walked in a
interns.
couple of times in
Yeah.
the back office over
Yeah,
here.
but
at
they
Studio
have
Two.
interns and
And the writing
the
all that stuff.
writers, and it's
And how many and also how about the people who are sitting in these kind of chairs? How
Yeah.
many people like guests and
well, it really depends on what you're talking about.
right? But an average show. You have.
They've had one guest shows.
And how many correspondents do they have also? I mean, or not? You know, like there are people who are the stars of the show.
The host, yeah.
The host.
Well, they usually have 1 or 2 hosts, and Maura Carlin and Mike Witch have sort of led that
Right.
for years. But they have had other people. Rebecca Berman hosted the
Oh,
show.
she really?
But that's how I met her. She was a host and anchor on the local live.
Cool. And people enjoy working on it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like is it like a family?
Yeah, well, yeah, when you're working here
Yeah.
on it for so long. And it's been the same crew for a very long time.
And you shoot from what time to what time?
I usually get here at 5 o'clock,
Right.
which means the news doesn't usually start till after 6.
Right.
And then then the live show starts at 7:30.
Wow. And it's on for how long?
It's on for until 8:15.
Right. So it's 45 minutes.
It's usually 45 minutes. Sometimes we can go longer depending on what type of guest we have.
And because it's
Yeah.
your studio. I mean, it's
Yeah.
LMC TV, so you can go as long as you want.
Yeah, and how many callers we get because people can interact live with the guests.
And then it's broadcast. It's rerun.
Yeah, it's rerun every day
Right.
at the same time, every weekday.
And it's on different channels too, right? I mean,
It's on channel 75, Cablevision, 36, Verizon.
So that's cool. So I don't know what you're going to do when you go to college and you don't have this. I mean, you're going to have to figure out what to do with your life.
I'll have to find some type of club to join.
But they might have. I mean, they might have a television club. If they do, would you join something like that?
Yeah,
You could probably teach it.
yeah.
I mean,
well,
no. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you could probably TA it. You know, a teaching assistant.
I may also be interested in working behind the scenes and like maybe the performing arts, like set design stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what my daughter's doing, stuff like that at Wesleyan. It's pretty cool. She does choreography, but they, everybody, it's interesting. I mean, I cannot see you not doing something creative. I mean, your interest, what you're going to major in is creative.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're going to be happy unless you got a camera or something near you.
Yeah, I always knew I'd be doing something creative. But yeah, definitely by now I definitely have to do film.
But you even said that you have dreams for the future. You were talking before. I mean,
Yeah.
what's your dream ultimately?
I really would like to own my own studio and production company one day, where people can make their projects.
And that's a noble ambition, and I mean you've won so many awards, and you've done so well at such a young age. I mean, it's almost like a savant. You just got you know how to do it. It's almost like a waste not doing it. But you have the thing is though, it's good to diversify what you do too, because the showbiz is a very difficult way to make a living. That's for sure. But you never know. You can get lucky, and you've been more than lucky. You've been like successful. If you won awards, not everyone wins.
Yeah. Well, it's an honor just to be nominated, to be recognized.
Yeah, it is an honor, but it's much better to win. I mean, I know. Yeah. I mean, there's no, the first time I ever won an award, again, it was like a dream come true. It was like that was like the most awesome thing. And the first time I lost an award, that was like the worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough to lose, right? I mean.
Yeah, especially here they give you such nice awards if you win.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah,
they're beautiful.
They're like.
They're crystal.
Yeah, they're glass crystal. It's amazing.
It's gorgeous, and it's nice. I have my 2 from Scriptless and The Way to Go in a nice place in my living room, and it is wonderful.
Yeah.
But it's also so encouraging, and this place it's made my life. I mean, it's helped define my later life. I mean, could you imagine living without LMC TV?
I don't know where I would be if I didn't find LMC TV. That changed my life completely.
I mean, and these friendships you made here, I'm sure are going to be forever. I mean, and you always know that you can always come back, right?
Yes.
They're always looking to,
Yeah, everyone has been so supportive over the years, and it's really been amazing to have this experience.
And it's been amazing for us to have you work with us. I mean,
Thank you.
You were so much fun. Though we did get a little bit like some of the dramatic stuff and even some of the language, I would say, on Scriptless. We were a little bit nervous because you were like 15 years old or whatever it was, but
whatever.
But it was fun having you on the show. And I remember in a conference room, we'd be in that. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And Greg Kritikos, he became like a stand-up comedian.
Really?
Yeah, he's like doing very well in that.
Wow.
But he was pretty scary.
Yeah, he was good with the dramatic actors.
Yeah, it was great. So, are you going to be expanding the cast at all? Do you think on the Rascal?
There are new characters that will come in the next few episodes. It's going to be getting crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
Anyone going to die?
Well, you have to watch and find out.
Well, I hope that the doctor's there to save everyone's life.
Yeah.
That's it. It's scary. That one scene in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
And just even filming it was scary.
Yeah, because it was so cold and you kept getting locked out.
It was freezing.
Yeah, you thought
right?
you were going to freeze, yeah, that would be scary.
And that was last winter.
That was a year ago, yeah.
Wow, it's
December,
amazing how quick
2016
it's
December.
like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, and what episode was that?
That was episode 6, the same episode that we showed the clip from.
Oh, right, that's right.
Yeah.
I should have realized that.
Yeah, that was the scene right after where we cut.
Yeah, that when we were running.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that the rascal itself, that's a pretty scary looking animation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a lot of work.
That's it. And how many different are there different? How many rascals are there?
There's one rascal animation.
Yeah.
Although I use it for multiple characters.
Right. So, how do you kill a rascal? to find
Well,
out.
as episode 6 is called, you can't kill a rascal. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we tried, right? I mean,
Yeah, we tried.
That's it.
And if everyone watches, they'll see how that turns out.
I love the poster that you have because I have the most doofy expression on my face. Lewis looks good. Our person on camera won today.
Yes.
Lewis looks excellent.
Hey, that pose was actually his idea.
Right.
Hey, he said we were doing the photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I was having trouble figuring out how to pose people.
Right.
Lewis is like, "Do you want me to run through the bushes?" I'm like, "Sure." He's like, I was joking. I'm like, "No, you said it, you're doing it."
And I tried to make the goofiest look I could possibly make, and I think I succeeded. I'm not sure.
Well, it works.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Hey, maybe we can add that picture in post.
So you had some relatives working on the show too,
Yes.
right?
Some of my cousins have worked in the show.
Your dad did?
My dad was one of the crime scene people.
Your mom? Did your mom
My
work?
mom has not been in the show.
No, but she did bring food. I remember
yes.
when we used the studio for the film.
Yeah, she's always brought food. She's
was
always been
sweet.
supportive.
Yeah, you had the best. You have the best food on your on your shoots.
Yeah,
It's the best.
when we were shooting here in April, we had to build a set in the studio,
Right.
and I hadn't finished that the night before, and since Lewis wasn't needed for the scene we were shooting up at the library,
Right.
he and my dad were here while we were filming, finishing the set, making it ready, and without them, we wouldn't have gotten that done.
I'll tell you, Lewis has been a great supporter of everything I've done too, and he's a board member. He was the first camera person, cinematographer, whatever it was, on Scriptless.
Wow.
And we were just talking about that, how that's like one of my favorite episodes that we actually did. It was, but there's only one first episode, so it's like, it was awesome, and it was just a great day. We filmed it at the Duck Inn. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was nuts. And then we had some really good scenes. For the second episode, we brought in Greg Kritikos, and we had this great scene right next to this refrigerator unit.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube, the
But
teaser.
the problem with that is that it has so much noise in the background.
Yeah.
But we were able to filter out some of it. But it was just too much fun. Then you try to recapture that stuff. It's tough. The second season was different, but I don't know. I don't know what would we. Without LMC TV and without Scriptless and The Way to Go and volunteers like yourself, my life would have been so. I mean, it really changed my whole life.
Yeah. This is LMC TV is such an amazing resource because you're able to do things that you would never be able to do.
Yeah, and one of the things
places.
I'm able to do, unfortunately, is say one last thing. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.